made and what the score was at this point or what the deficit was. Okay, his first shot is a bank shot in the first quarter that cuts it to 3. So you're teetering.
Right.
Then he makes this little floater that cut it to 3 again. Then he makes a little 9-foot jumper that cut it to 1. Then he makes a layup that cut it to 2. Those are in the first quarter.
Right.
So you can see what's happening.
Yes.
You're hanging in. Now we go to the second quarter. He hits a big 3 to cut it to 1. He hits another 3 that you're starting to roll here that puts you up 4. Then he makes a free throw that ties the game.
Right.
This is during the Caleb Martin outburst.
Right.
Then he makes the 3 I just showed you to go up 1. Then he makes another driving layup shot to put you up 3, never look back. How crucial were you? Want to talk about impact points? I give you Joker. I give you all the above. He's just doing it and doing it and doing it. But if you don't have Jamal making clutch shot after momentum-saving clutch shot, you're going to be in a heap of trouble.
You mentioned one of those threes in there, Skip. He hit a 3 with the shot clock winding down, and they were down 4. So it cut it to a 1-point ball game. And you're right. He got it going early. Because if you look at it, Joke only had 10 shots at the half. He was 5 of 10, 14 points. Jamal Murray had 20 points. He had 8 of 13. So he came out ultra aggressive. That's not by accident. I think sometimes, you get into it, man, am I taking too many shots? Am I not taking enough shots? And they basically said, Mike Malone probably just told him, say, Jamal, go play. And Nikola can play off of you. Go play. Don't work. Skip in the fourth quarter, Michael Porter Jr., I don't think he stepped on the court. He's becoming unplayable because he's lost his confidence, Skip. He's shooting and praying. Now Bruce Brown and Christian Brown and Jeff Green, they're getting his minutes. But, Skip, you can't I'm surprised it's only about 15. You let 2 guys do something that's never been done in the history of the game, and you shoot 37% from the floor, and you get out-rebounded by 25, that's normally a 30-point victory.
It should have been much worse. I would agree with that. Okay, my 2 big guns, Jimmy Butler and Bam, had okay games. Because it looks okay that you wind up with 28 and 22 points, and the 22s with 17. Okay, the efficiency is no good. 18 combined of 45. 18 of 45, it's 40%, but it's not good enough because your 2 were 24 of 43. That's 56% versus the 40% that my 2 shot. Okay, that's the difference because it's just not good enough. Now, who has been the heroes of nights, of quarters? Gabe Vincent, you've been fearful of him. And Max Strus, who's made a lot of big shots here and there for this team. Gabe Vincent and Max Strus last night combined to go 3 of 17 total and 2 of 10 from 3. Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get hurt because you need somebody to step up, and neither of those 2 could step up. Caleb Martin weirdly had an 8-point burst in the second quarter, and then he's not involved in the offense after that. I keep saying, Caleb Martin, go, find him, run a play for him or something. He scores 2 more points the rest of the game. Was he not the Eastern Conference Finals MVP? I thought he was. Well, where has he been? Well, we saw a flash, and then we saw nothing, right? Okay, so it's still not good enough. Which brings me to the one player last night that made all the difference in the world. You were thinking, you talked about Michael Porter Jr. needing to shoot and pray for shots. Speaking of praying, there's a kid named Christian, right? Last name Brown. He was the 21st pick in the draft this year. He's a rookie.
Out of Kansas.
He's out of Kansas City High School, Overland Park, where he won 3 straight state championships. So you got to say that's some credentials, right? You're involved in those. He was the state of Kansas Gatorade Player of the Year, Mr. Kansas basketball. He goes to the University of Kansas University, and leads them as a key player to the Final Four, and they win the national championship. In the championship game against Carolina, he had 12 points and 12 rebounds and was a key defender for them. He is 6'6", 220, and he is raw-boned and raw energy. And he's got winner written all over him because he's not the most talented kid, but he is a Miami Heat type player.
He attacking the basket.
Okay, and what he did last night was he did a heat on the Heat. Because usually it's one of my undrafted guys who play like Christian Brown did last night. Instead, all the hard points, the ones the painful points, the ones you say, no, because you can live with Joker because you got to live with Joker. You can sometimes live with Jamal, but you can't live with Christian Brown making 7 out of 8 shots for 15 points. And I'm going to show you those 7 because you can see how he does it. It's high energy, it's high effort, it's fearless attack mode. If we could see, these are the 7 shots Christian Braun makes. Christian Braun, that's just a sweet pass from Joker. That's like unteachable, uncoachable. Then he just attacks Duncan Robinson and gets a layup. Then he goes underneath, and way to go. And here he is, he's attacking again off the zone. He was killing the zone. Then he gets a steal and a slam. Whew. And then another up and under, and made it and one, and then he's banging away. This is just attack mode. Those are Heat plays on the Heat.
Yeah.
And every time he made one, I'm like,
yeah.
What do you do about that?
Right.
I can't overcome that. I can live with Joker. I can live with Jamal. They're going to mostly do what they did last night. But if you get 15 from him, how do you offset it? Because the game wound up a 15-point game, right?
Yes.
All right, I can argue that those were the difference.
Because, Skip, look, there's so many eyeballs that's on Yoke. So you know everybody's looking at him. All you got to do is go to the basket. Michael Porter Jr., if you notice the difference, he's coming to the basket. Michael Porter Jr. is hanging out by the three-point line.
Yeah.
Well, damn, it's hard for Yoke if he's on one side of the court to whip the ball all the way to the other side.
Agreed.
And they're still going to be able to get there in time because the ball has to travel. Look at everything that you showed. He was coming towards the basket.
They told him, just attack the basket. A lot against the zone, because if you'll attack...
Yes. The creases, hit the crease.
You have to, because they can't stop that, because the focus is mostly on Joker.
Yes.
We got to keep him. We got to make sure. Don't let him get a deep catch in the lane.
Correct.
Make sure you keep him outside the lane when he catches the basketball. And then he did that to them.
Yes.
Okay, so even though Eric Spoelstra keeps saying we don't live and die by the 3, I'm sorry.
You do.
You just do.
You do.
Okay, so last night they died by the 3 because even though Denver didn't shoot it very well, it doesn't matter because Joker's going to make too many 2s, right?
He is.
Okay, so 11 of 35 for 31%. Yeah, 31.4. It's not good enough.
No.
37% from the floor is not good. If I told you yesterday, or if you had told me, your team's going to shoot 37% and 31%.
Well, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose because they just do.
Yeah.
I can show you. And by the way, I hate to bring this up, but now my Miami Heat have lost 3 straight home playoff games. 3 straight. 2 to Boston and this one. And they also lost the one that I brought up against Atlanta in the play-in game. Okay, there was the Boston game 4 that they lost 116-99 because they shot horrible. They were 8 of 32, 25% from 3. Okay, help me out.
Right.
You don't live and die by the 3? No, that's not part of our culture. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
You shot 27% from the 3 during the regular season, and all of a sudden, going into last night, you were shooting 39% as a team from 3, and last night you shot 31. Well, it doesn't sound that bad, but it is, because you need help me out. What if you shoot 39% last night from 3?
Oh, you're definitely going to be a ball game.
You're going to be in the game. You're going to hang in there. Maybe you lose it, but it's going to at least be a basketball game. Okay?
Yeah, I totally agree, Skip. Because the thing is that if you really look at it, the Heat really only has one player that you can give him the ball and says, okay, go get something for yourself.
Yeah.
Yo can go get his own. Jamal Murray can damn sure go get his own. So everybody else is dependent on Jimmy or someone facilitating something for them.
Yeah, and listen, the Nuggets did a way better job of contesting 3s.
Yes.
I saw a stat this morning, like a second-level stat, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's like 60% of the 3s were contested last night, and it shows.
Right.
Okay?
Yes. All of a sudden, they didn't fall for that curl. They got a couple of times. They got curled and they got flared back and hit a 3. But Skipper, you're not going. I don't know what they were thinking. You're not going to let 2 guys, especially those two, especially Yoke, Skip. He's already a fishing out the yin-yang. The dude shot over 60% from the floor. So you know he's going to be, if he takes 20 shots and he's shooting 60%, he's going to make 13 or 14 of those. So that's 26 points, even if you don't foul him.
Okay, final point. To your point about the third quarter, Denver owns. The rebound total just for the third quarter was Denver 17, Miami 3. Help me out. 17-3 in the third quarter, and you lost 29-20, and the game was basically over.
Oh, yes.
But I will give the Heat this much credit. They will not roll over and die. So they stormed back, thanks to Jamal's 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They did storm back enough that, would you believe, that Bam had a jump shot, a pretty wide open. It was about I don't know, let's call it a 15-foot jump shot, kind of from over the wing side. and it would have cut it to 7 with 1:16 left. Well, I know it's a long shot, but 7 with 1:16 left is doable.
Right.
It's doable,
Yeah.
and he missed it.
Right.
And then KCP made a couple of free throws, and then it just went back to 15. But my point is, they have to think, well, at least we didn't get completely embarrassed and annihilated, because it felt like it was going to be a 30-point game.
Skip, you guys have to play so close to perfect in order to hang with the Nuggets. Because Jimmy's going to have to be Jimmy. Your guys are going to have to knock. Gabe Vincent's going to be 5 or 10. Max Strus needs to make 4 or 7. Caleb Martin needs to make 3 or 6. I mean, you guys really have to play a damn near perfect game, because that's
what has to be perfect is their effort. It has to be 1,000%, all out every second. You can't act like we got this, because they don't got this.
Because, Skip, when you remember when the Lakers were winning that, you already knew Shaq and Kobe. So you know Shaq was going to give you mid-30s and probably somewhere between 15 and 20 rebounds. You know Kobe was going to do what he's going to do. So now if you don't play a perfect game, how do you match that? When you got 2 guys that's going to give you somewhere between 60 and 70, and Jamal Murray with 10 rebounds, Aaron Gordon had 10 rebounds. Well, if Yo gives you 20 and you got 2 other guys, that's 40 rebounds. If nobody else, if the other 5, 6 players don't even get a rebound.
I agree.
58 to 33?
That's all you need to know. No rebounds, no chance, right?
I mean, you had 2 guys almost out-rebound the entire Heat team.
You did. Pathetic. That's not who they are.
That's who Yoki is, though.
Them.
Are you really to say it right now? You really go on record right now. Go on record right now. He the best player in the NBA. Go ahead and say it right now with your chest out.
The MVP of this league was Joel Embiid for a reason.
Where is he?
For a reason.
Where is he? You know what? I've been looking for him. Where is he? I've been looking for him.
He's healing up.
Healing up.